Hey, Georgie.
Hey guys, sorry.
Georgie's here. Sweet. Let me just get this a little further down. Let me introduce Georgie real quick while we're here.
You got spotlights in here?
I got spotlights in here. It comes standard with most rooms, doesn't it? May I introduce everyone in the chat and here in the stream as well to Georgie Sunset, hailing from the Sunset Fields campsite. I dare you to find a cozier camper than Georgie Sunset. Georgie's smooth voice, accompanied by an assortment of retro games, is always a delight, in my opinion.
Aw, thank you very much.
There we go. So this is Georgie Sunset. Make sure I don't turn off the wrong things. Burp, burp. There we go.
Speaking of Georgie,
Your
Hello,
turn.
I'm a Georgie. It's me.
you do your thing.
This is a Georgie. Ah, the paper reference.
Yeah.
Old.
Yeah. So I got into streaming and stuff by like watching a VTube, just as a viewer, like as a lot of people probably did. I think.
Yeah, you started
Oh,
Southside with a lot of us, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
With like different
Yeah.
communities, probably, but yeah.
Except Tom, she's
Yeah.
born from pain.
Yeah, Honk was born from pain at the beginning of time.
And I'm trying to think like what it was that made me want to get into it, like more than like there's been plenty of other things. You know, I'd got into like different hobbies, whatever, and not wanted to get into it myself necessarily. But I think it was just because the group that I'd found myself in, there's like a lot of people who were like going down that path. Like, okay, I've seen this stuff, and I'm gonna start streaming myself. And like this is what I thank you, button. But yeah, like I didn't have much artistic ability back then. I mean, I've practiced a little bit since. So yeah, I just got some ideas down on paper, and this isn't even the original beginnings of what I had in mind, but this is sort of the basis for where I've come to today. But it was just because the group was like full of so many artists back then. It was really helpful because like I could go from something like this and then like pass it on to an artist and be like, hey, here's the ideas I've had. But I remember I spent like a couple of weeks like trying to get everything down on paper and like go through like design revisions and stuff, just trying to get like what I was thinking into a form I could communicate to other people,
Yeah, I think these are really good references for like if you want to like commission or like get someone to if someone's helping you with art, even if you're bad at art, doing stuff like this I think helps a lot with the process.
Yeah, definitely. Like even if like the shittiest quality that you might think that you can draw, like that's still something for an artist to go off of, right? Like words is so much harder to communicate visual ideas through than actual visual stuff.
Yeah, pictures worth 1,000 words, all that jazz.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, like this was sort of where I'd came to after trying to think like, what could I even do in this space? Like I knew I wanted to do it because it seemed like a lot of people were like having a lot of fun being like really creative and exploring all these different ideas, and I really wanted to try, but yeah, it took me a while to settle on something that I thought could be me. Like with Bad Sprites, like going through all the different iterations of things. My actual first idea was sort of like it was like an isekai character, but like not as a protagonist. It was just like someone who found a different world that was
Ames rating.
like.
Oh, sorry,
Aim?
I interrupted you. Did you read what Button said above before the stream?
Yes,
raid.
I was
it's
reading
very
it, so,
sweet.
Yeah. Button said, "Did you all know Georgie is the conduit that made me feel comfortable connecting with Stoop Kids, Southside folks, and then branching out to other people?"
Yeah.
Last time I tried to say it, Georgie said something like with just being a mod or something. This would not be the first time that someone has said, like, okay, this sounds like I'm being egotistical, but no, like people, when someone are like, oh, you're so nice, that was so nice of you, I'm just being like normal. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like that just seems like, trying to be a nice person, and then it's surprising that people are surprised by that, if that makes sense. I'm like, I shouldn't be a good quality baseline. The bar should be higher.
It's too late. You're a kind person. Never will think
okay,
that.
We'll take it.
I'm a hateful, spiteful can compared to you.
Yeah.
Billy's funny. That's why we keep him around.
Yeah. Yeah.
Kidding.
But no, my first VTuber concept was like a sort of isekai character who just like didn't want to come in and revolutionize the entire world. He's just like, oh, this world doesn't have like wars and shit that I have to fight in. I'm just gonna play video games. These are fun.
Oh yeah, was that the original PNG you had? Was that related to that?
So that was a whole different thing.
Oh, okay.
Well. Yeah, I would have just been like a sort of sci-fi soldier who'd retired essentially.
Oh, cool.
But yeah, so I ended up just starting streaming because I'd gotten some tips on how to keep myself organized, and I eventually just realized there's nothing stopping me from hitting go at this point. Like I have the things to start streaming. So I just did. I didn't have a model or anything, and just hit go and just had some gameplay footage up.
That's the best way to start,
doing
honestly.
That for a while. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I got some like free resources that you can find all on Twitter. Like,
that is huge.
Yeah, Q-Draw's big.
Huge.
But yeah, I got a free model basically off of a friend who just said, yeah, I had this adoptable character. Do you want it? I was like, yeah, sure. And so I had like a wizard character that I was streaming under for a while. Mm-hmm. That eventually got repurposed into my grandfather.
Oh yeah, that was right. That was the thing.
Yeah, and then when I got my like actual character concept together, and I got this reference sheet commissioned, so this is me.
It's very cute. And Q made this, right?
Yeah. So this was done by Q.
Kronos Bestie. I'll give Kronos a shout out.
Kronos Bestie.
Kronos Beast. And then I later got this.
I think I
PNG
spelled that
done
right.
By Sunny. Yeah.
I got it.
I think I just sort of, like I was saying, I tried to find a character concept that would fit me, because I wasn't comfortable with the idea of like role playing someone like completely different. Like I didn't feel confident about being able to stream like that, and I was sort of like struggling with the idea of like what a VTuber is or should be. Like, do I want to be some fantastical being or any of that stuff? And I'm like, I don't think I can do that. I just want to be like a different version of me, basically. Mm-hmm. So that's how Georgie came about. She was just an alternate me.
What am I listening
sort
to?
Of got to live a life that I thought would be more fun.
So in the end, it did become isekai.
The background
I
music
guess.
got weird.
Were you isekai'd into the camp world?
Yeah, let's say that.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes sense.
It's a virtual isekai.
There we go. Do you want to talk about your campsite, by the way?
Yeah. I mean, I got a few of the like sort of similar progression from like sketch to final version.
Yeah, it's
but so this was one that I ended up doing like once I got a little more comfortable with digital art, which I didn't even start until Wow. So before I started streaming, I only had like traditional art capability basically. So I was doing everything in pencil, and then I would just like take photos of that when I was doing fan art and stuff.
Oh.
And then I eventually picked up a tablet because I'd seen like other friends or the streamers doing digital art. I mean, like, yeah, I could probably do that. So like that's what I love the most about this is like I've met so many different people and been like inspired to try new stuff. And like I've had a bunch of different like folks tell me like that they think all this new creativity and stuff has been doing me really well. So it's been a positive step in my life for sure.
Awesome.
So yeah, like I went from that first sketch to like a more fleshed out like proper version, and then it was like, yeah, I could do with an upgrade. So this was just like a sketching based on that. What I wanted to change, and then I passed that on to the amazing Sheriff Dance to get to the final version.
Very close, like.
And then he sends this one back, and I'm like, yes, it's like it's not identical to what I sketched, but it doesn't have to.
And
be.
look at it. It's like
it captures the spirit of it.
It captures it so well, and it looks great.
Yeah, because like like I say, I don't have any background in art,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, it's that's what I always like when I'm commissioning folks. Like I'm not always like super precise with what I request, because I want to see like what people's interpretations of things are.
Yeah,
like,
that's
true.
That's my favorite thing.
Do me one of these, and they're like, okay, and then just come back, and I'll just generally be like happy with their interpretation of it.
Very cool. It's also animated in your streams too.
Yes,
like the clouds.
Yes, that was one thing I.
Continue.
I wanted to like make this feel like a place and not just a background. So I tried to figure out ways to like get motion in, so the clouds are on different. And this was going back to the version that I made before. Like I had the clouds on different layers so they could scroll. And I asked Sherry if he could like do any like animations on the campfire, and he was just very accommodating. You should all commission Sheriff Dance.
Sheriff Dance is an amazing artist. He did my goofy trash can. He did this.
Mm-hmm.
He also did backgrounds for Vera.
Yeah.
Vera's lab backgrounds are very fantastic.
Yeah.
They're fun. Vera's got a lot of fun stuff going on all the time.
I did hesitate slightly with commissioning because it's like that. Even back then, is like a lot of people using Sheriff Dance art, and I'm like, do I want to just seem like I'm hopping on some sort of bandwagon with this? But at the end of the day, the results are exactly what I wanted.
Yeah, they speak for themselves.
It's only a trend because that man is a fantastic artist.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That said, I am happy to see that there's other people out there doing background commissions now. Like he's not like the one guy everybody goes to. Like it's good. Like like we said, he's fantastic. But competition in more sources available in the community is never going to be a bad thing. I guess the point of all this is just that I don't know, it took me a long time to get to this point. Like I've only been streaming a bit over a year.
Oh, there it is.
And I didn't even settle on the name I'm using now for half of that. You know, like if anybody's considering starting or they just started out, whatever, like nothing you do has to ever be set in stone, and you can just change and reinvent yourself or figure out what works or doesn't as you go on.
Absolutely,
like, it's fine if you come into something with like a solid idea and a fancy model and that, but you don't need any of that to begin.
Okay. So do you have anything big coming up, Georgie?
Yeah, I still keep like future upgrades in mind. Like I've just gotten through like a bunch of new features and redeems, so I'm pretty happy with that. As for the future, I do have a live 2D model that's not rigged. That I was thinking like, okay, that's gonna be the next like big step. But I think for now, I want to maybe focus a bit more on getting the PNG to be more expressive. Like I've been talking with Sunny, and I should talk to Q as well. Just like get some more variation in expressions with this, because like you always saying about just having different PNGs that you can whip up for different like collabs or whatever, like really quick. I was messing around with some of that, and yeah, I just like the idea of, because I'm a big fan of the Ace Attorney series as well, and the way they use limited animation in that really appeals to me.
Oh yeah, you could probably do that.
I like the idea of just switching between like a couple of like key expressions and getting the best use out of those.
That's really all you need.
In videos, Georgie doing like the Miles Edgeworth like slamming the desk and then pointing.
Oh yeah.
I can imagine you making that
motion. I have a lawyer for that now. It's okay. We don't need to crowd the space. If you all didn't see my friend Peanuts right, you should swing by camp. He's adorable.
I don't know. He seems a bit as a lawyer.
Why would you say that?
Listen, he's just a mouse, okay? He knows his field very well, but the streaming environment can be overwhelming.
Because you work in Sunset Fields, so he knows his field very well.
Oh,
but yeah.
Asterisk.
Yeah, no, I've got possible future live 2D eventually. I want to branch out and do some different styles of content. Maybe like I'll try some reading in future once I've got a couple of extra things come in. And yeah, I'm just gonna keep experimenting with stuff.
Georgie,
Ika, hey.
Nice.
would you do me the
Ika,
honor
hey.
of joining my Animorphs book club?
Yes.
Fuck yes, let's
Hell
go!
yeah. Favorite Oshi VTuber or someone who inspired you to start streaming? Go.
Fuck.
What'd you say, Georgie?
Yeah. Mine would be Ray.
Yeah, Ray's a good choice, honestly.
Yeah. Ray was
my-
someone that I just started watching and just got to chatting with and became good friends with. Yeah, very, very much an inspiration.
Another question here. If you are not the VTuber you are now, what would you be? Some of you already kind of said, like, Sleem was almost an elf.
You know, if I was to come up with like an entirely new character now, I think I would want to be a bird person. I've mentioned this like a couple times before, but like, I don't know, bird people are cool.
I was
I'm a
almost an owl.
I mean, I like magpies, so let's go with that.
Ooh, nice.
Ooh,
like a magpie
magpies are
harpy.
cool.
I'm trying to work on like a harpy character.
Any sort
I
of
see, but
Corvid are awesome. Corvids
yeah,
are smart.
Yeah.
yeah. I
Oh,
don't know
yeah.
if I like to think I'm okay with voices. I don't know how different they sound in the end, but
Do your
yeah,
hawk.
they're fun. Oh yeah. What do you mean? Do you mean eagle?
No, do your hawk.
Well, Hawk was just kind of like a deep voice guy. Eagle
Oh,
was
no.
the
Oh yeah, then I am thinking of Eagle.
Eagle was the stereotypical German. He was very serious.
Very serious. All right, now everyone has been head to the dining room. Why'd I get small? Here, y'all have only been to the foyer of my house. Let's head on over to the dining room.
We can go deeper? Oh,
Whoa,
Oh god, no!
Welcome.
Anime girls.
they're real.
Pull
I'm
up,
terrified!
pull up a seat next to the traditional Floridian kosatsu.
Yes.
Kotatsu. Except
Beautiful.
instead of hot, it's cold. It's got an AC unit underneath it.
Oh thank god, I run like a
The
heater.
traditional Floridian kotatsu as featured in Ace Attorney.
Exactly. You're thinking the same thing I am.
Eat your hamburgers, Apollo.
Yeah, exactly. Oh. So yes, this is the living room.
I
Welcome.
need to kiss my cat in a loud and gross manner.
Please do. That was wonderful. Did any of y'all have like goals when you set out to stream, like milestones you wanted to meet, or you just went?
I don't think so. I was mostly trying to figure out how to do it all.
Mm-hmm. Now
Yeah,
it's
I
gone.
don't think I started with any goals, and I'm not even sure I have any right now. It's mostly just like, I'm just gonna keep trying to improve.
Nice.
Because, I mean, like, what... I have, like, a list of things I want to... Like, ideas I want to try out and do and things. And I suppose that's the closest thing, because anything to do with, like, milestones, whatever, is out of my control anyway, so...
Oh, bit more of a selfish question here. What is your favorite thing live 2D to do with live 2D rigging, and what do you hate doing in live 2D rigging?
My thing I hate the most about rigging is rigging.
Yeah, honestly,
Same here, dude.
I'm literally just started and I already hate it.
Wonderful. Yes.
Thank you very much for having me on.
Oh yeah, you probably have to head
Okay,
out.
talk to everybody, but I have to shoot off. I have other
Yes.
appointments.
Let me give you a shout out too.
Bye bye.
Yeah, shout out.
Like, so to me, you all.
Yes, yes, yes.
Wait, hang on.